Hip-hop has lost a number of its youngest voices, from Lil Peep in 2017 to XXXTentacion and Mac Miller in 2018, Juice WRLD in 2019, and most recently Pop Smoke in 2020. Many of these acts addressed mental health issues in their music, and a lot of people are talking about whether record labels should foot the bill for musicians' emotional health.
Labels should give mental health like a real serious look, because look how many people died because they had mental health issues.
Genius News sat down with Florida's Denzel Curry to find out why he believes labels should make artists' mental health a priority.
They don't provide like therapists or, you know, somebody to talk to or a way to like get through it. We talk about stuff we're writing about, but nobody's really paying attention because, you know, at the end of the day, it's about money.
And he's far from the only rapper noting the lack of support from the labels that rely on them as artists.
Artists generate so much revenue, you know what I'm saying? And I think that might be the least that they can do, analyzing what the artist is going through, because a lot of us are open books.
Denzel told us how therapy helped him through one of the most difficult times in his career.
Kurt Cobain and majority of Taboo. Around that time, I was really going through a lot with my life, things I couldn't deal with myself.
I just wanna feel myself. You want me to kill myself? Man, I've been so damn long dealing with the things I feel.
I tried the best of my abilities to, you know, put it on a record, and even then, that still didn't help because I wasn't given time to really like sit down with myself. Then I had a nervous breakdown and I had to go to therapy. Therapy helped a lot. At first it was music and writing. Writing helps, music does help, but is it enough? It's not enough. So that's why you go to therapy, for an escape.
And Dr. Inger Burnett Ziegler, a clinical psychologist in Northwestern University, agrees.
There is some substantial research that demonstrates that creatives are more likely to suffer from depression and bipolar disorder.
A 2019 study by digital music distribution platform Record Union found that an astounding 73% of independent musicians suffer from symptoms of mental illness. Another 2019 survey by ASCAP found that music creators are 31% more likely than the general population to say that their health and wellness have a major impact on their careers.
We be going through a lot of stuff, especially like artists like myself. We have months on the road without seeing our family, without seeing our friends, and we gotta worry about the pressures of the next album. We gotta worry about if we're gonna recoup our money back in time. We gotta worry about if people gonna like our stuff or not. And then we have more stuff at home on top of that.
But despite needing these kinds of resources, musicians generally work as independent contractors for record labels, meaning they don't get the health insurance of full-time employees. And starting out, most artists aren't making enough money to pay for it themselves.
Everyone at the label who works there, 9 to 5, goes into their office. They have a healthcare program that comes with their thing. But the hundreds of artists that they have out on the road touring, who are out there earning the money that pays all these people's salaries, don't have health benefits. And I find that kind of backwards.
That's Menno Versteeg, founder of Toronto's Royal Mountain Records. His label made mental health a priority. Home to indie rock acts like Mac DeMarco and US Girls, Royal Mountain gives every artist on its roster a yearly stipend of $1,500 to pay for mental health related expenses.
You know, I've had multiple friends die from either addiction or suicide, depression, on the road. I'm just a person who saw a problem because I lived it for 20 years and wanted to try and help that problem in the way I could.
Menno founded Royal Mountain Records in 2009 and made headlines when he started the mental wellness program in 2019. He says his artists typically use the money towards resources like therapy or addiction counseling.
There was one artist who came to me and said, you helped me save my life. And I was like, you know, just kind of makes me think.
Canadians do get free healthcare, although it doesn't cover mental health. That means the money is coming out of Menno's bottom line. Still, he chooses to finance his artists' well-being because he feels it's the right thing to do.
The goal is just like treat every band the way I would want to be treated. And that's kind of the mantra.
Royal Mountain is one of, if not the first music label in the industry helping artists tackle mental health in this way, making Menno's model a first of its kind. In the rap world, there's still some stigma around therapy and mental wellness, but those in the game addressing the topic are making a difference.
A lot of folks in the Black community don't trust mental health providers. I think, you know, Charlemagne speaking out is really important. When people speak up and out about these issues, it makes more and more people comfortable.
In December 2019, the performance rights organization organization ASCAP launched a health and wellness program called Tune Up that provides support groups as well as wellness services and events for its members. While Tune Up is a great first step, there's a lot more work that needs to be done, and we'll have to wait and see if more music labels will invest in similar programs and business models that nurture mental health.
I really think it needs to be normalized. It should be a cost of doing business.
We use music as an escape, but putting the pressure on us to keep producing that stuff that we initially thought to help us escape, we feel trapped.
I'm Russell Abad with Genius News, bringing you the meaning and the knowledge behind the music.